Welcome to my vegetable garden 2.0 for 2022. This is a large majority of the work I did over the weekend to make improvements and make changes. So I'm going to go ahead and walk us through what I've got growing on in here. Right here are my 2 raspberry bushes. They're actually doing quite well. I've got quite a few little raspberries coming. I finally potted up that one in the front here. It used to be in a smaller container and it was so constricted that finally this pot has given it life to breathe. So I'm really excited. In here, this is all of the cold crops that I planted in March. I've harvested 3 of the small green cabbages. I've got 3 left, and I also have some purple cabbage that is finally heading up. This whole section here was radishes. I have a couple cherry bells left. I pulled the rest out because I didn't realize radishes shouldn't actually be grown next to cabbages. They are competitors. So I ripped the rest of them out because they were all bolting anyway. On this side of my arch trellises that I upgraded this year, I've got some snap peas growing. I've got a bunch of flowers. This is a volunteer sunflower. Those are also volunteer sunflowers, but I thought it was fun, so I'm gonna let it happen. In this section, I have a couple different types of beets. I have golden beets, just regular beets, and bull's blood. These are 2 broccolis somebody gave me. As you can see, they're starting to flower, so I'm just letting that happen. I harvested the main stalks, and then I'm gonna try and harvest the seeds from these. In these 3 bags here, we've got potatoes. I actually don't remember the varieties. I believe this is the purple potato. And then I think this is a red potato and a russet. Could be wrong. I've got a calendula I started from seed. It's a strawberry blonde. It's very pretty. These are all of my carrots that I started in March. Keeping an eye on them, hoping to get some soon. They definitely need thinned out, but I haven't had the heart to do it. Over here, I've got 3 varieties of cherry tomatoes, and as you can see, some even have little tomatoes. This one is a Bosc Blue. This is a normal cherry, and this is a purple bumblebee. And with all of my tomatoes, I have alyssum. Alyssum is a really great companion plant for tomatoes. I also have some seeds coming up here. They remind me of the purple super hot I grew last year, so potentially that's what that is. Here I've got cantaloupe. I've got more than I need, so I'm gonna have to take 2 of these out. These are cucumbers. There's a front view of the peas. In these pots, I have bees balm growing. Really excited to see how that turns out. I've got strawberries here and strawberries here. Looks like I even have one almost ready. I have peas on this side too. These are purple potted beans, and their flowers are very sweet. I also have a cucumber on this side. I started this one from seed, and it doesn't look super great. I think it got stunted and pot bound. So I also planted a seed here. We'll see what happens. Another thing I didn't point out on the other side, I do have some beans growing. They're gonna be Chinese long red noodle beans because the peas will be done soon. It's gonna get too hot, and then the beans will take over. Here, these are Kajari melons. I've never had them before, but they basically look like a cantaloupe, just a little different, probably like a cantaloupe and honeydew mixed. Again, planted too many, so I'm probably gonna have to give away some. Then I've got 3 cherry tomatoes on this side as well, which, by the way, I feel like I should say, mine are probably planted a little too close together. I'm planning on being super diligent about pruning my suckers and all of that. But I really just thought it'd be so cool to have like this tunnel of different colored cherry tomatoes. So I figured I'm gonna try it, see what happens. So right here, this is tomato cream blueberry cherry tomatoes. This is a Napa Rose cherry tomato. And there's a sucker. Just gonna rip that off, stick it in. And right here is a black cherry. And again, Alyssum interplanted. And also a strawberry blonde calendula that looks like it's about to bloom. Calendula is also a really great companion plant. They kind of attract the aphids away from your tomatoes, so it kind of helps take harmful insects away, and Alyssum helps bring beneficial pollinators to your cherry tomatoes. I'm trying a sweet potato for the first time. I got a sweet potato from the store that sprouted. I stuck it in water. It sprouted really well. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stick it in a bag and see what happens. Typically everyone I see do these, they actually cut the slips off, grow the slips, like let them have roots, and then plant those. I literally just planted the potato because I wanted to see what would happen. And worst case scenario, I don't get any sweet potatoes. So that was my theory. And these should be 2 more bags of russet potatoes. This is my pepper bed. Again, I'm a little worried my peppers are gonna be too close to my tomatoes. So that might not be super great, especially when it comes to harvesting time. But I did it anyway. This is a fire red pepper. It's the one that has like purple to green to orange to red little peppers. I enjoyed those last year. These are bell peppers. And then back there, I've got 2 yellow bell peppers. And then I have 6 jalapenos. Oh, and it looks like I'm getting some flowers already. That's awesome. I have yellow squash growing in there and zucchini growing in here. I have 2 Fresno peppers and 2 serrano peppers, which this one looks like he needs some water. So I'll have to get some water to them. Again, I did the zucchini. I started those inside and it grew really well. But our weather was really weird this year and it kind of got pot bound. I planted it earlier than it should have, which stunted it. But I had to do something because it was either going to die in the pot or die in the plant. It looks like just now the zucchini is coming back from its terrible start. Oh, that looked like a hoverfly. Oh, also all along the edges here, those are all onions. I did seed onions as a way of pest protection. Yeah, so we'll see. In here, I've got 2 artichokes and some cosmos I grew from seed. I've got a little eggplant. I've never done eggplant before. It definitely has these bugs all over it. So I know that something's eating it, but I just don't know very much about eggplants yet to do anything about it. So I'll get there. Another zucchini, again, started too early, so I just stuck it in, but I'm finally getting a zucchini. Woo, look at that slug. I'm gonna have to get him out of there. I had extra Fresnos, so I threw those in here as well because I didn't have the heart to get rid of them. And I bought a poblano because for some reason of all the seeds I own, I didn't own any poblano seeds, so I had to buy one. In this bed, you'll see it looks pretty sparse, but for the first time ever, I am attempting to be a mini cut flower gardener. My friend gave me some dahlias, and I've never grown them from tubers before, so I thought, what the heck, let's give it a shot. So I've got purple tutti frutti here, white keeper here. Looks like I'm waiting for one more to come up. Let's go to the other side. So true. I have chocolate karma and pink dinner plate. So I'm really excited to see how those go. That's, again, not something I've ever done before. I've grown dahlias as far as buying the pot plant already started at the store, but I've never done ones like this, so I'm excited to see how that goes. I have slicer tomatoes back here. So this one is my purple Cherokee. And then I have my black beauty over there. Each planted with their own calendula, these self-seeded last year, and a basil in between. And I did put some seeds down, so I'm wondering if that basil's coming up as well. Although this looks like portulaca. To get that out. I also was out of space, but I had 2 extra plants, so I do have a Roma here, not Roma, sorry, a ropes in here and a ropes in there, also planted with their own baby calendulas that I pulled from other places. This leaf curling is pretty severe. Looks like I'll have to make sure this one gets some water tonight. On this side, I have 2 more slicers. Oh, that just says tomato. I have the black Brandywine here, and that one is, oh, Dr. Witchy's yellow. This is some blue basil and some regular basil. Also some random beets over there. I pulled them out of my green stalk because they were extra and shoved them in there just for fun, and they actually are growing, so we'll see. This is a bronze fennel. This is a free okra I got from somebody. Don't even think I like okra, but what the heck, free, I'm gonna grow it. More onions, and they're actually starting to flower. So I could pull these stalks off, the flower stalks, but generally once an onion starts to flower, it's not gonna bulb any bigger, especially when you have a seed onion. So I'll probably pull them soon. This is my bean patch. I've got 3 different types of beans here. One is Kitchen King. So a different one's purple, another one's green. I don't remember what they are because I just picked up cheap seeds from Ashcombs, like the thing that you scoop and put in a bag. Just wanted to try some different beans. I bought this today. This is a Thai red chili pepper. I like this one because I make Thai sweet chili from hand with those, so I needed that. Another zucchini and another eggplant. And that is all garlic. Again, artichokes and cosmos I grew from seed, all from seed. I've got some Swiss giant pansies I grew from seed, some self-seeded portulaca, and this is my Black Prince snapdragon. I grew a bunch from seed and then they all got dampening off, so I topped a couple and propagated them, and that's about all I have left. On this side, this is my lettuce bed, and as you can see, they are bolting. I have so much lettuce going on right now that I am not keeping up, even though I'm eating salad at least 5 times a week. So I'm gonna have to start cutting more of this down. My arugula also bolted. I'm just letting that happen because I think the flowers will be a nice attractant. I've got some kale, and I have some spinach back there. Looks really rough, and I haven't really been eating on it very much. There is a couple more snapdragons that survived, some Black Prince and some apple blossom. These are Swiss chard that I self-seeded. There is a lot going on here because I forgot that I seeded them there and I added more seeds, and now there's just a bunch of Swiss chard growing, so whatever. There's some more calendula under that bench, self-seeded from last year. And all of these are self-seeded from last year. These have also self-seeded from last year, all calendula. This is some dill from last year. And I think this is a native flower. That's a weed, but it's called a catchfly. I'm just letting it grow because I think it's pretty. This chamomile. This chamomile is unreal. It's so pretty though. I'm really enjoying the show. These are all onions, seed onions that I had extra. Artichokes I grew from seed. I believe this is a sunflower along with more onions. I do have, sorry about the air conditioner, I do have nasturtiums growing here, white orchid cream, and I had a pink dandelion that is now covered by the chamomile. My green stalk tower, I've got carrots up here They actually look like they're doing very well. Bunch of lettuce. I just love this thing so much. It's so convenient. Just come up here, rip off whatever lettuce you need, wash it, and just go to town. I've got another type of tomato down here. It's called a spoon tomato. And it looks like it's covered in aphids. Poor thing. Apparently the tomatoes are like tiny, tiny. So I was excited to see how they look. I've got kale. Got more orchid cream nasturtiums. My peas in here. And I have beans. Apparently green stalks are really good for growing beans as well. And I have some beets. They look like they're doing pretty well too. I had radishes, but they're all harvested now. I might plant more, but I'm not sure. This section here is going to be my blueberry patch. Larry the lawnmower used to be here. He's now gone. He's got a new home. So I think I'm going to wait till the blueberries because they're actually about to be fruit. I'm going to wait till they're done producing berries. And then I think what I'm going to do is pull that one out from the house, give it more space. I'm going to plant this one over in that area. And this one is like a smaller bush variety. I'm going to put that one out front so that I just have a nice little patch of blueberries. This is the Proven Winners Berry Treasure Pink. I've always wanted to try them. I've heard a lot about them. That is a crazy looking strawberry. Anyway, nice thing about strawberries is they will come back every year. So what my plan is once this is done berrying, I'm going to take it apart and put these in my two front strawberries so that they're like pink and welcoming. And then I'm going to take the strawberries that are in those and put it back. I have a strawberry barrel back there. Some more things that I grew from seed. This is an Astra Cream sunflower. It's stunted. It should be taller. That's why it's already open. I think the other one's about to do the same. I think they're still cute though, so I'm happy. I also grew these marigolds from seed. Didn't realize that's what they were, but that's what they are. These are some zinnias. I threw some seeds in. And that is another dahlia. And there's one coming up too. That one's called White Blizzard. That's a daffodil. These are cosmos I seeded. And this is actually, I did plant this thyme. But the rest of this is just weeds because my big blanket of thyme died. I think our plan is actually to decommission the rain barrel. While I very much love having a rain barrel and the water conservation, it's kind of in the way of my new patch here, and it's broken. Like it's not working here very well. And the water gets, it's actually cracked. The water, it's cracked because it's filled with stuff. Ew. Anyway, so that's why I want to get rid of it, because it's really not serving my purpose. And we installed it incorrectly. If I had installed it taller to where I could actually get the water out of it without bending over in weird ways, I probably would use it more often. But as it stands right now, I'm not. And it's just in the way. So we're probably going to donate that. Plus with the hose link here, it's so much nicer. And the fact that I have a hose bib now, it's so much easier to water everything. All right, so let me take you to the patio really quick. Don't normally do that, but I just want to show you what it's going to be. So from my patio, what I did is I tied my vegetable garden into my patio. So this is my walking path, which is why it's mulched. On either side of the walking path, there is garden beds. So far what I've done is I've direct sown some seeds. I've thrown in some zinnias, some sunflowers, some corn, some cosmos, a couple things like that. We'll see what comes up. I'm not going to be too worried about it this year, but that's the grand plan. The next plan for next year as well is I'm going to volunteer Caleb to build me 2 more beds, but they're only going to be 4x4, exactly like that, except much taller. And those beds are specifically, I'm going to do one on each side. They are specifically for potatoes, onions, garlics, carrots, corn, like those sort of things. Things that I can put together in a box and group and see how it goes. I also got a second green stalk tower, which what I want to do is sort of place it in between where the two beds will be towards the edge. So probably somewhere around here. And then I'm going to move that one to make it symmetrical. I moved my potting bench over here for now. It's big and it's bulky, but it's really handy to have a table by your garden area where you can just load stuff up if you need to. So I've kind of been enjoying that. Also, I'm really enjoying my Edison solar lights. I'm so glad I grabbed those on an Amazon deal. But that's all. I just wanted to show you my update, what's planted, what's growing, and future plans. Thanks for watching.